Today we're at 7 Adams, the latest restaurant venture by the husband and wife chef duo that is David and Serena Fisher. 7 Adams offers a seasonally changing 5-course menu, as well as what the restaurant calls the chef's counter experience, a hyper-seasonal 8 to 10 course menu that further showcases the chef's talents, which is what you'll see today. Only 6 chef's counter seats are available a night, and reservations are practically filled the moment they become available. So book early if you're looking to secure a seat at the chef's counter. There is an optional wine pairing to go with each course. The meal starts off with this playful spin on a picnic basket, composed of 3 small bites to excite the palate. Right from the start, you get a sense of the creativity of the chef team. Next came this roasted serpentine cucumber gel. Even though it doesn't look particularly impressive, this little dish was pound for pound one of the most intense, flavorful dishes I've had in recent memory. The gel itself was wonderfully acidic, balanced by the gentleness of the mousse, the crispness of the snap pea, and the richness of the caviar. This is Monterey spot prawn dressed with charred avocado and shiso mayonnaise. The flavor of the prawn was decent, but unfortunately there wasn't much variance in texture, as the whole dish had the mouthfeel of overripe bananas. Next came this Shellfish Acquerello risotto. Even before I took a bite, the aroma of this dish overtook my senses. The risotto rice was cooked to a perfect al dente, complemented by a rich and creamy Hokkaido uni. The risotto was so deeply steeped in the flavor of shellfish that it was almost offensive, in a good way. Next, the waiter laid down this Japanese milk bread in front of each guest, meant to be enjoyed with the broth of the next dish. It took every ounce of self-restraint I had to resist eating it on the spot, and I'm glad I waited, because the next dish that came out was this herb dough raviolo stuffed with a 3-cheese mascarpone filling and a whole egg, topped with Australian black truffle and finished with a sauce of ham hock. Breaking into the raviolo revealed an egg yolk that mixed beautifully with the rest of the sauce, almost like an art piece. The milk bread that I saved from earlier was used as a vessel to absorb the flavorful ham hock broth. The sweetness of the bread accentuated the heartiness of the broth, taking my taste buds on a summer Italian adventure. Next came this trout prepared over Japanese charcoal accompanied by kohlrabi and dehydrated gooseberries. The trout had an exquisite crispy skin and wonderfully tender meat. The gooseberries in particular were filled with intense flavor due to the dehydration process, a nice addition of acidity to complement the fattiness of the trout. For the next dish, we were paid a visit by Chef David Fisher himself to introduce this amusing rendition of a buffalo wing, which was a deboned wing filled with sausage made from thigh meat. For one, I never thought I'd be eating a buffalo wing at a fine dining establishment, but 2, this dish thoroughly ruined buffalo wings for me because now I expect them all to be prepared like this. The final savory course of the evening was this oven-roasted Iberico pork that was finished on Japanese charcoal and brushed with a fish sauce glaze. The meat itself was delightfully tender, and the pork jus that accompanied the pork did its job to cut through the masterfully rendered fat of the Iberico pork. A perfect climax to the meal that got the palate ready for the sweetness of the dessert to come. Then Chef Serena Chow Fisher came out to introduce the first of 2 desserts, which was this tartlett filled with a charcoal roasted oolong tea bavois, accompanied by a Korean melon sorbet and brown butter crumble, all sitting atop a blackberry lemon verbena jam. Not your everyday tart, This work of art not only was a refreshing reprieve from the heavier courses of the evening, but it had layers upon layers of flavors and textures to discover. The last of the desserts was this elevated twist on strawberries and Cool Whip, featuring a rich strawberry mousse as well as roasted strawberries sitting atop an elderflower black sesame Cool Whip. Beautifully plated and a delight to the senses, this was an elegant variation on a commonplace dessert. As parting gifts, the restaurant left us with this duo of an almond butter cookie and blackberry gummy bear. And that was 7 Adams. Usually at these restaurants there are 1 or 2 dishes that stand out among the rest. But in this case there was such a high level of execution and variety of techniques throughout the meal that there wasn't really a single dish that was better than any of the others. At the time of our visit, 7 Adams doesn't have a Michelin star, but based on what we saw today, they better get a star soon, or the Michelin company is going to be receiving a very stern letter from me. If you're ever in the area, go check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.